Shalom. First and foremost, giving our honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. All right. This is the brother Yeshaya, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina. And coming at you with a lesson that I was meditating on throughout the week. I had an interaction with a couple of guys, and they knew a little bit more, I would say, than the average people, according things according to the Bible. And I was picking their brains a little bit, and they knew about just the basics of the scriptures. That the so-called Black, Latino, and Native Americans are the Israelites. They knew who Esau was, and they knew, and they also knew the color of the Lord, because he does have a color. And as the book of Revelation, the first chapter states, brass as if it burned in a furnace. So he was dark brown with an afro. But not to go off subject. And one of the guys was really infatuated or obsessed really with the snake. And basically what he told me was, he tried to tell me, he thought that the snake, he sent me a article talking about how the snake, how it ties into, biblical prophecy about the vaccination, how they're going to deliver it, which was partly true, okay, as I'm sure. But then he turned around and said the snake represents the witchcraft and the sorcery and things like that. But he was kind of everywhere with it. But from that interaction, I came up with this lesson, okay, and I'm gonna go into a deeper part, or a deeper meaning to the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter, around the 13th verse, where it says, who will pity a charmer when bitten, But I'm gonna start out with this article, which I saw today, which I thought was kind of interesting. And it reads, Appalachian snake handlers put their faith in God and increasingly doctors. So if you're not familiar, the Pentecostal church, or the Pentecostal cult, I like to call them, they use snakes, poisonous snakes, in their it's in their ministry, I guess, if you can call it that. But they use poisonous snakes, and basically they say they have so much faith in the Most High that the poisonous snakes won't bite them, or even if they do bite them, which they've been biting them lately, as this article states, that they don't need to seek a physician, or anything like that. But now they're starting to more of these snake bites are happening, and they are going to these doctors, man. So after a number of high-profile deaths, some Pentecostal Christian snake handlers are rethinking their approach to a risky practice. Handling venomous snakes is a homecoming tradition at the Church of the Lord Jesus in Holo, West Virginia. Those who follow the signs described in Mark 16 believe God will protect them from harm if they handle snakes and drink poison. In recent years, a split has developed between followers over whether seeking medical attention for bites is acceptable. That's right. So they're going about this all wrong. Because first and foremost, the Lord's name is not Jesus. Okay, the letter J, all right, wasn't invented to around the 1500s, 1400s, something like that. And so the letter E and U didn't come, was created, okay. And we have a Hebrew alphabet. We have the Hebrew, which was around since the beginning of time, which is how we communicated with each other, how the elect got the directions. from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to create the earth and everything else. Okay, that's how we communicated with each other in the garden. Spoke Hebrew, man. And so on and so forth. But not to go too far subject, his name is Yahweh Shai in the Paleo Hebrew. But what I took from this article is, it's going to lead into something else. But I just wanted to show you the idiocracy of these people, man. Handling snakes, all right, venomous snakes, and drinking poison, okay, to show their faith in the Most High when you have scriptures against what they're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna start with that. All right, we're gonna go to the book of Mark, or no, it's like Matthew chapter 4, verse 7. Yahushua said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power, Yahweh. So we're not supposed to tempt Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and by holding poisonous snakes and drinking poison, you are tempting the Most High. Okay, by doing something so idiotic, so stupid, you're tempting the Most High's hand, and 9 times out of 10, it's not going to end right. It's not going to end. I'll say 9.5 times out of 10, it's not going to end in your favor. Okay, so we don't do that. We don't tempt Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay, that's how you know that these are not the people of the Lord. And also, in them churches and those whorehouses is against, the scriptures. All right. This is the book of Acts chapter 17, verse 24. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that made the world and all things therein, seeth that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands, neither is worship with man's hands, as though he needed anything, seeing he giveth to all life and breath and all things. Okay, so Yahweh Bashim Yahushua doesn't need a church of Jesus Christ, that church of Jesus or whatever, because he doesn't dwell in those things, man. When scriptures say, when 2 or more are gathered in his name, all right, then he's in the midst. Okay, but to get into the lesson, all right, we're going to take a look at the serpent and just a quick look at those fangs and that bite, man. Okay, so that's just the surface right there, the introduction. All right, so let's go to the book of Sirach, aka Ecclesiasticus, and I'm gonna actually start from the top. All right, it's like 12. All right, this is Sirach, aka Ecclesiasticus, aka Sirach, chapter 12, verse 1. When thou wilt do good, know to who thou doest it. So shalt thou be thankful for thy benefits. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. Give to the godly man, and help not a sinner. So you're not supposed to really help sinners, man. All right, but you're supposed to give to the godly man. Man that's in his truth, a man that believes on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, so on and so forth. Verse 5. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread, and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. This is one of my favorite chapters, man. From start to finish, man. Okay, give unto the good, and help not the sinner. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversary, even a friend will depart. Never trust thine enemy. This is the point. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So when you go into the scriptures, the Lord created a certain nation on this planet Earth currently. All right, they are on this planet Earth currently known as the Edomites. Their forefather or their progenitor being Esau. When the scriptures say Esau is Edom, okay, to be the wicked. Now let's go. Let's go to that real fast. We're gonna go to Genesis 26, I believe. Nah, it's a Genesis 27. A short script. All right, I believe it's 28. You know what? 36 Slocky. I'm tripping. Hey, you know how it is sometimes in these bodies. Uh, yep. Genesis 36:1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Okay. So and here it is, here it is again. Thus dwelleth Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Okay. You know, there you go. Esau is Edom. Now, let's see how the Lord feels about Esau and Edom. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Okay, so the Lord himself hates Esau, Edom. So that will make them an enemy to us, man. All right, King David said he hates the Lord's enemies, or the enemies, you know what I'm saying, of the Lord. You know, and the enemy of the Lord, which the Lord has a controversy with, all right, is Esau, Edom, which in return makes that our enemy as well. Okay, so Ecclesiasticus 12 is namely talking about Esau, which is our mortal enemy, but also talking about the other nations, and right now 2/3 of our people, because they're our enemies. They're the ones spiritually, well, physically and also spiritually, put Yahweh Shah, you know what I'm saying, gave up Yahweh Shah, man. All right, and rather, you know what I'm saying, a thief come down from the cross than Yahweh Shah himself. Okay, so yes, and let's go to another element, well, not elementary script, but you know, ones that brothers know for sure. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now let's see who this wicked is. Go to the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 1. Okay. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau's Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. There it is once again. And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So Esau, Edom is the sworn enemy of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, and thus in turn, which we are the Most High's wife. Okay, we are the children of the Most High as well. Okay, hey, that in return makes by default Esau, Edom our mortal enemy as well. Okay, so that's there you go. You know who the wicked is, and you know who you know who our enemy is. Okay, now going back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 1. Not 1, but let's see. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So we just read in Malachi 1, the 4th verse, that Esau is the border of wickedness, on which the Lord have indignation forever. So this is talking about Esau, Edom. All right, the Lord has made him to be, okay, the wicked. All right, the Lord created Esau, Edom to be the wicked who he's gonna destroy, man. All right, like a potter's vessel. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as though thou hast looked, Slakia, thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So you know that, all right, only the elect, all right, I'm gonna say, because we know who Esau, Edom is, the hopeful elect. We know who Esau, Edom is. We know that they're our sworn enemy, that we're not to trust this guy. Now, the path I'm taking is, you know, these vaccinations and ultimately the RFID microchip, which a lot of our people are going to take it thinking that Esau Edom wants to help out when he doesn't have your best interest in mind at all. All right, he is Salaki, his main objective is to destroy you, man. Okay, so let's get that. Uh, yep. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were there drawn swords. Now you know who's that talking about. That's talking about Esau Edom, man, because they, from the beginning of time, their track record fulfills this, man. All right, namely with Gad and Reuben, the Native American Indians, so-called. Okay, they were presented. They presented peace treaties to Gad and Reuben. Esau Edom did, and they broke almost every one. All right. So they came, delivering peace, so to say, and companionship, but at the whole time they wanted to take over this land mass, and that's what they did, man. Okay, and that spirit still dwells within them because they are the actual serpent that was in the garden. Okay, they are children of Satan, man. Literally, children of Satan. So, yep. Let's go back to Sirach. Sirach 12 and 10. I'm gonna start at 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he shall stand up in thy place. See? Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Okay, so there you go. And you got all types of instances where Esau Edom has been treacherous, man. Okay, so his track record does not, his track record actually speaks against him, man. Okay, and these are the same people. Like the scripture said up here, it says, like iron rusteth so is his wickedness, and once iron grabs hold to a metal, you cannot reverse iron. Okay, so you can't reverse Esau Edom's wickedness and his treachery. And that's in the form of them giving trying to say that, oh well, this jab, it helps from this and that, and ultimately that RFID microchip is going to help you get through Jacob's trouble, get through not eating, get through everything else. All right, which it's not. Okay. Yeah. Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Okay. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So, hey man, and that serpent, okay, namely is Esau Edom, man. And and if you're being a charmer, okay, in this sense, you're trusting that serpent, Esau Edom, or you think that you can get close enough to him and I guess hypnotize him. You know how those charmers be, or be so calm and divert eye contact or whatever that it's gonna freeze the snake and you can do whatever you want. No, man, you're not gonna get over on Esau, okay? And you got people that's thinking that they're gonna be able to take the jab and be okay, even though they don't want to, just to keep a job or to do whatever. And ultimately you're gonna have people that is gonna take the RFID microchip just to buy food, and you got certain people that know that it's wrong and know that it's the mark of the beast spoken of in the Bible, but they're gonna do it and try to take it out at the last minute when your house shot comes back to try to avoid Revelation 14:9, which is not gonna happen, man. Once that shit is in you, once you take that oath for Esau to be your God, pretty much, lowercase g, your master, that spiritual oath, hey, that's a wrap. Okay, now let's bring out some scriptures about Esau being the serpent, man. All right. Let's go to the book of Revelation. Actually, we're gonna start at Genesis, man. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord Yahweh have made. See, and the beast of the field. Okay, you know, when it talks about in the creation, all right, those beasts represents the other nations. Okay, it wasn't just Adam and Eve, you know, on in the Garden of Eden at that time. Okay, it was the other nations were created as well, man. All right, so now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. It wasn't no actual serpent. It was just described the characteristics of a man, which the Lord the Most High, which the Lord Yahweh have made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? So it came subtle, man. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the tree of the fruit which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall they touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Now, the relationship of Esau and the serpent, Esau, who is the serpent, and the woman, okay, aka Eve, the Jake woman, or so-called black woman nowadays. Hey, their track record, they have a long storied history. You can see it today, man. All right, Esau uses the so-called black woman to further his agenda. Okay, for see a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. They're doing that using the black woman by telling them they can't have men in the household to receive certain benefits, putting them in higher positions where they're ruling over men, all type of stuff, giving them power, So this is a long story history, man. All right. For God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So there you go, right there. And that goes into a deeper meaning, but basically the fruit is doctrines and other philosophies and everything like that. Okay, it wasn't an actual fruit. The Bible is an allegorical and a allegorical book. Yep. The other word leaves me, but yeah, it's an allegorical book. So going to the book of Revelation, chapter 12. In a parabolic book as well. That's the word. Okay. Revelation 12:9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. And the devil and Satan, devil means deceiver and Satan means adversary, which we do call a white man, which they are called right here. The so-called white man, which deceiveth the whole world. And he deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Okay. So there you go. Called that old serpent the devil and Satan, man. Let's see. The book of Revelation 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having a great key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till 1,000 years be fulfilled, and after he must be loosed a little season. All right, and this happened already. This happened during the Byzantine Empire, or the Dark Ages, so to say. Okay, where all the Edomites were shut off in the caves. Okay, and basically driven out. All right, until and bound. Okay, within those caves, and out of rulership and being the basis of men, which they are. Okay, for 1,000 years. All right, and and they were cast pretty much into Europe, which is known as the bottomless pit for its lack of resources, man. All right, and then 1,000 years was fulfilled around the 1300s, and they began their reign, starting with the overly the Borgia family. Okay, Rodrigo Borgia. All right, and the first crime family, as I think Showtime had a series, man. Okay, so that's what that is talking about. And you see right here, it described him as that old serpent, the devil and Satan. And that's talking about Esau, Edom, man. All right, now to go to Isaiah, the book, the 27th chapter, the first verse. In that day the Lord was with his sword, and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Okay. Yeah, that's talking about Esau, Edom once again. Now, Leviathan, when Leviathan is mentioned, there's two different Leviathans. There's Leviathan, talking about Esau, Edom, and then there's Leviathan, the sea serpent, which Job, in the book of Job, you can read about his description of how it's a giant sea serpent in the like of Godzilla or whatnot. Okay, but right here it's talking about that piercing serpent, and I just showed you previous scriptures backing up that just talking about Esau, Edom. Okay, so they want to pierce you. You know what I'm saying? And now let's go to this article that I've used in the past. When I did a lesson, and as you can see, it's pretty much it's right for the most part. But look, you see that delivery system, that needle, and look, and it's likened to what? A serpent's fang. Okay, so Shaja stigma. All right, and this is another breakdown for another day. The breakdown of the mark of the beast and the 666. But I'm gonna go straight to the serpent fangs, so to say, and how it ties in. You see right here, charagma, okay, is an engraved, etched, branded, or inscribed mark or sign. So you gotta, put something in you, man. It's like a needle. Closest to the original sense is the early example of where charagma denotes the bite of a snake, a mark engraved, imprinted, or branded. All right, the serpent's mark, i.e., is bite and sting, and as you can see, they're likening that right there. Look to the syringe, man. That and that delivery system, moreover of the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, is likened to like a snake fang, because a snake fang has it's not too hollow, but it has enough space where the venom can be distributed, man. And that venom right there, is that rice like pill, that rice the size, that pill that's likened to the size of a grain of rice right there. That's that poison, man. That's gonna give you eternal fire in the lake of fire, man, which is not hell but the thermonuclear fire. Here it is right here. I challenge you to think of something in the natural world that resembles a syringe more closely than the fang of a snake. So there you go. That piercing serpent, man. So I'm gonna end it with this. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13. All right. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak, and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And because of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, and that mark, it goes back to that word charagma, man. Something that's inserted or cut, and it is an actual law not to make any cuttings within our flesh, aka to take a shot or to get tattoos or anything like that. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, all right, in verse 28. Ye shall not make no cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. So you're not supposed to make any cuttings in your flesh, man. Okay? Or print any marks upon you, man. All right? Yeah. And, Revelation 14:9, this is that venom that is going to affect a lot of people if they take the RFID microchip, man. Okay? This is the punishment. All right? And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, and in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or nor night, who worship the beast, his image, or whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So if you take the RFID microchip, and it starts with that jab, you take that, you're just being primed up to more likely take, the RFID microchip. So don't take none of that, man. But the Lord has his elect that he's gonna save and keep from the hour of temptation. All right, which is gonna befall the whole earth. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So with that, I'm giving honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Harakat HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Shalom.